Okay, here's the secret to starting a landscaping, mowing, or tree service business. This is my story. I had a push mower in a car. I put a push mower in the back of my trunk of my Ford car. I put out on Craigslist, I will mow your yard for $20 an acre. I push mowed and I got $20 an acre. And that's what I did. It was hard work and I did that. Well, then one day I created a Craigslist ad and I created a Facebook ad too. Well, guess what? A property management company called me off of Craigslist. I got my lucky break. Finally, I got a lucky break. The property management company made me sign a non-competitive contract. Okay, well, so what I did was the company said I can mow Walmart. I mowed Walmart. He asked me if I had the equipment. I lied to him and said that I had the push mower. I didn't tell him I just had a push mower. He asked me if I had a zero turn mower so I can mow Walmart for $100 each time or $300 each time. And I told him I did, but I didn't. And he asked me for a picture of it, so I went somewhere and I took a picture of a zero turn because I hustled and I wanted it. So that's the truth, how to start from nothing. All you need is a push mower in the back of your trunk to hustle with and get the work ethic, and it'll start responding to you because that's how it works. That's how it works. That's how the force will react to your working and everything like that because it's American force. You can do that in America in any state. So start with a push mower and then you'll get a lucky break because you create your own luck. Anyways, this is my story. I did that. And then I mowed Walmart because I rented a zero turn. If you don't live in an area that can rent a zero turn, then you better borrow money. All you need is a 600 credit score, and then you can start a business credit, and then you can get credit for a lawnmower and get a push mower or a zero turn mower. But I started with a push mower and I got lucky break, and I ended up renting a push mower because I didn't have the credit, and I didn't know that about the credit agency before that. So I burned up the money on running the push mower or the zero turn. I rented the zero turn. Anyways, I did that. Well, then they had a tree job for the drainage ditch. Well, I went to a tree company. They told me that the way that they bid, he was a friend. Well, this is the truth. If you see this video, you don't have to contact any tree company until further on. If you want the tree business, this is the truth how to bid a tree. If there's a lot of trees, you don't bid the whole job at once. You don't just look at the tree clearing and be like, this is how much it's going to cost for this acre to be cleared. That's the cheap way. And I don't know how, that's for like private land. For business land, the way to do it, and like a big company, would be to go to each tree and say, this tree right here is a $50 tree because I can get it down in this time, and I know I can do it in that time. Use your logic and try to make it obvious from there on, and have the tree worker come to you and help you. Have a tree climber come with you and help you do it. Okay, and each tree has its own measurement of how much it's going to cost to get done, and then you put it on paper while you're doing it, and then you say, okay, this job's going to cost this much, and then you give it back to the property management company, and that's how you do that. So this is also what I did for my company. After that, I got the money. I got about $8,000. And the reason I'm not doing it anymore is because I started playing poker and I lost all my money in gambling. And that's what threw it off. Otherwise, I have a great business right now. I'd only be doing bids. So learn from my mistakes, learn from my pain, and don't do anything to do with gambling or any other way. Reinvest your money. Reinvest your money into your company. And then you'll make a lot of money. And this is how you get a tree climber. You can go to Asplund, or you go to Rice Tree Service, or one of the big companies, and you go steal their tree worker because they're expendable anyways. But you want to get one, and you tell them you give them a share of it. Tell them never give them more than 49%. So it's your company. So you take 51%. You can even pay them hourly or whatever you want to do. But the way I did it was I paid them hourly. I paid him share. I paid him for the share. That's what I did. And the cause and effect of that was it kind of made him want to hurry at the jobs, so he was more unsafe because he knew he was getting paid that way. So you got to be out there with him at the start if you're starting the business to calm him down and be like, you need to be safe and just keep it. You can do it. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. You gotta take your time. Don't get a drug addict tree climber. Get one that's a real solid. See if there's truth to his true to his character. Try to understand if he has true character. See if he does. Ask him if he lies. Be able to tell if he lies about anything. How long has he been doing it? What's the saws doing it? Does he know what's his favorite saw? If it's the steel, ask him what the best saw. Ask him if he knows how to sharpen a saw with the file, stuff like that. And then you can use them, and then don't abuse them. And maybe it's the best way to do it was start him off at about 10%. And then while he works, check his workout. And if he doesn't mess up, and say, create a system for him. Like, if you don't commit any safety things that are wrong, after each tree, I'll give you 3% more until you get to 49%. And then that's a great system for him. Then he can get topped out at 49%, and he'll work safe. And then he'll remember how to work safe. And that's how you do that. Anyways, the lawn mowing, you can do that too. There's not a lot of there's some money in it. I do landscape design too, but you can put flyers out in people's mailboxes. That's a great way to go into gated communities and put out, because you're trying to grow a business, you're trying to get the money so you can invest in your own business. So you kind of got to be well rounded. So you got to buy the equipment or rent it. Do whatever you have to do to get at first. If you got to do landscaping design, look it up on the internet how to do it. The best experience you're going to get is from doing it. But you can watch YouTube videos how to learn to do a patio, almost anything, really. As long as you got the will to do it. And, yeah. So put out the flyers in the gated communities and everywhere else. And the way you do bids is, if it's a nice house to bid, it's going to cost a little bit more to do it. If it's a poor house, it's not going to be that much. Always bid, always try to put it together. Eventually, you'll have it mastered to where you know how long it takes with that tree worker to get something done. And once you do that, then you can do the bids. And now, after that, if you master that, that's fine. You can hire somebody to do the bids and then move on and do another business if you want to. But it all starts, there's only so much time. Time is the most valuable thing. So that's all I got to say about it. That's all I got to say. Good luck to you. And I know you'll have opportunities come to you if you listen to my video, but it starts with hustling. It starts with hustle. The push mower and the truck guy was me. And I got a tree work job, and I made $8,000 on one job from a guy that started the push mower for $20 a lawn. That is the truth. Hustle hard until you don't have to, and then you won't need luck anymore. Keep growing. Keep doing it. America. Fuck yeah.